Welcome, everybody, to Action Theater Presents The Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest from 2006, starring Orlando Bloom, Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, uh, Bill Nighy, Jeffrey Rush, Stellan Skarsgård, Buddy Dolan, once again directed by Gore Verbinski, Jack Dubont, Conti Norton, Noah Harris, Kevin McNeely, Jonathan Price, Mackenzie Cook, Tom Harlan, and Lee Anberg. We're back again with The Curse of the Black Pearl. This one's quite comical. It was a very successful. In 2006, I remember it filled the movie theaters were filled, and I actually saw this in Yuma because I was working on a project out of Yuma, and it was very hot. So it was pleasantly nice to go into a nice, cool movie theater to see this one. Deleted scenes will read you the synopsis and tell you a little bit more.
Yeah. Click where it says more so I can see the whole synopsis. Thank you. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. This is rated PG-13. Runtime is 2 hours and 31 minutes. This is from 2006. Action adventure. More comedic, as Bill said. Charming rogue pirate Captain Jack Sparrow, is played by Johnny Depp, is back for a grand, swashbuckling, non-stop joyride filled with devilish pirate humor, monstrous sea creatures, and breathtaking black magic. Now, Jack's got a blood debt to pay. He owes it to the legendary Davy Jones, ghostly ruler of the ocean depths. But ever-crafty Jack isn't about to go down without a fight. Along the way, dashing Will Turner, Orlando Bloom, and the beautiful Elizabeth Swann, Keira Knightley, get caught up in the thrilling whirlpool of misadventures stirred up in Jack's quest to avoid eternal damnation by seizing the fabled Dead Man's Chest. So yes, we do have a number of characters returning from the original film. We have our main three, of course. Governor Swan is back. Davenport is back. Pretty much most of the Black Pearl crew is back. But not Anna Maria. She kind of disappears, if I remember correct, at this point in the series. Scarlet, I know, comes back. Few other people are going to be pointing out along the way. The two comedy pirates who were with Barbarossa, they're back, and so we'll be pointing people out along the way. We've got some new villains, of course. Obviously, the main one being
Davy Jones,
who was played by Bill Nighy. And we also have a growing villain and a character named Beckett, played by Tom Hollander. He's going to become important as things go on as well. So, all right, this was a movie that was by request. We had a poll up when we last week when we watched the first film, and you voted. Is it gone with the second? So here we are. This is a by request film from you, our audience.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to remind everybody really quickly before we get on with the film. It is obviously not a public domain movie. Unfortunately, here in the United States, we would not be able to air the movie for you live, as much as we would like to. But it is a YouTube guideline. So and hello to Santiago Chavez. Welcome back, sir. And to get around that, you can check out the link that is in the chat. This is the screening room. This should be up on both of our chats, pinned to both chats at the bottom of the chat. You can click on that link, and you will be taken directly to the film, to Cosme, where we can show you the film. Of course, this movie is available on physical media. We do highly recommend physical media on this channel. That way, it can't be censored and it can't be taken away from you. And as our friend Greg of Fanzine Vid says, start with your favorites and work your way down. So, yeah, the film is available on Fandango at home. So you can also find it that way as well. I don't know if it's on any streamers.
Yeah, it's Disney, so it's on Disney Plus.
Well, okay. If you should choose to have Disney Plus, we're not saying that you should, and we're not saying that you shouldn't. That's up to you.
Well, some of us have it just because we wanted a Hulu subscription.
Yeah. Well, you know. The only thing I would
kind of bundle that stuff together.
They do. The only thing I would have, the only reason I would personally have Hulu would be the X-Files movie, but or I should say the re-edit of the X-Files film. But I don't know. Paradise was okay when I saw it, but yeah, is that enough for me to go and get Hulu? No. I do want to say hello to Andrea Black.
Hello, Andrea.
Friend of both of our channels, Tune the News. Faithful Blue Wrench channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel. Fluff Chick Productions, Connie Cleary. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim.
Don't eat me. Don't eat me. Can your bird say, don't eat me? Ready to sail. Ready to sail.
We're in the sails. All right. And with that, I say let's get started. And what we are going to do, folks, so that you can sync up with us if you have your own copy, or if you catch this later and you get it off of Fandango, or if you're on Disney, whichever, we will put up a commentary only banner, which will run through the entirety of the film, so you can sync up with our commentary. Think of what we do here as exactly that, a fan commentary on a DVD. So
this one has one of the best ball gags known to cinema. You'll see what I mean.
Yes.
All right. Without further ado, we're going to get it going. Okay. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. It's a good fun for everybody. Ball gag. Nice one, Tim. Not that kind of ball gag.
Oh, no. Fall.
Your style.
Fall. F-A-L-L. Fall. Disney logos. Jerry Bruckheimer Productions, formerly Simpson Bruckheimer.
I love this opening. The Black Pearl on the Black Sea. The Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead man's chest. We open up to a raining scene, which should have been a wedding.
The British are coming. Well, it couldn't get any worse. This is Cutler Beckett, Tom Hollander, our sort of B villain.
Oh, is it? That's annoying. Penalty. So death. Foreboding bells ring. As the crows fly. Oh, oh, they got his eye. They got his bloody eye. There's some hungry crows, I say. Oh. Well, that's one dead one. That's one for the sharks. Yes. Too bad, old chum. I'm just gonna use your leg as an oar. Oh. In the hurricane.
What is this, Firefly now? Say the wrong thing, bird! Oh, crap!
You never did that good. This is a drawing of a key. Unlock things. You're not making any sense at all, mate. Stranger. That there was a little actor who got a job before Peter Dinklage shot his mouth off. Oh, I'm sorry. Just thinking out loud. Sorry, folks. It won't happen again.
Hey, that guy. Oh, I forgot this guy's name. He was in Gladiator. Any more questions? Yes. It's the S beautiful last Stephen and Nathan Swallow. Oh, I don't know that. Ah! Have we ever done Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
No, but it's coming.
Dude,
It's
we got
coming.
to. We've
It's
got
coming
to.
up. It's coming up. I'm thinking in September. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it.
It's broken, dingus.
Why has all the rum gone? Oh yes, that is why the rum is gone. I'm bloody well drinking it all. On this tale of rum diaries,
Maybe we shouldn't bring up the Rum Diaries. In retrospect, maybe let's not bring that up.
okay, but we know we more than one of us was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Lots of barnacles.
Of course, we get our first look at Bootstrap Bill Turner, Will's dad, who's played here by Stellan Skarsgård.
I'm just gonna eat this hermit crab. It just sounds like popcorn.
It's like,
I love how they got barnacles hanging, growing into their flesh and
yeah.
stuff.
Wilson! Release the Kraken! Well, I mean, you did date Katy Perry for a number of years, so I do. I am concerned about your judgment. Hello, Lady Mist, Emoji Queen. Good to see you. Heart of Darkness, Jack Sparrow style. Jeez.
Mhm. Sabi, more licky licky. More licky licky.
Kara Knightley is not my girlfriend in this scene. Hashtag I would be good at sentences.
Captain. Evening, Governor. From you. Abandon ye all who gather here.
World domination! Yes, and sadly, I was not the one who married her. Here's a thought.
And Orlando Bloom, he married a pop singer
Actually, he didn't.
who went to space. Who thinks she still went to space by that other rich, uh, wealthy Jeff Bezos. Yeah, that Jeff Bezos guy. You can try one trying. Must have seen a catfish. The dog's
Yeah,
smarter
but
than
it
you.
still has the damn keys.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for my toe necklace. I can't believe he actually did this. uh, ain't nothing like some corn nuts. Speaking of nuts, here's that ball gag. Just two dingling berries. Damn it, Cotton! I didn't mean it to be so literal. Literal? They weren't built till after we got here. Oh. This episode of American Bandstand is weird. Oh, bugger. The natives are restless and hungry. Ah, thank you. We'll put that rope to good use. Ah, yes, yes. Ah, the greatest joke in cinema history right here. Is this the story of Lance Armstrong? Ugh, what a nightmare. And it's a race. Oh, dear. Yeah, sometimes you can talk too much.
Toodles.
Uh,
Never fear, we have a ball.
yeah. Hey, look, it's a sparrow kebab. Strong cage. This made from the bones of me mateys. He's ready for the meal. I'm gonna borrow your knife. I got a lovely bunch of coconuts. I got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Oh, Snapple.
And it finally breaks upon the impact of the water. This version of a Skull Island is weird. Not the pineapple. Oh, that counterweight. Have you ever caught a pirate by its toe? One bridge, two bridges, three bridges, four bridges. How many bridges did he fall through?
Oh, snap. Oh, whoops.
Time to
Time to
go.
go.
Greg. We can leave Jack. Nobody needs Jack anymore.
Get the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Run away! Run away! Run away! You're not safe, Poochie. Those are some restless natives. Run away! Run away!
The guy from the Monkeys?
Hey, hey, with the monkeys.
Kids. David Bowie? No. David Bowie's real name was David Jones, you know. That's why he had to switch it because there was already
Yeah,
the guy from the Monkeys.
yeah. Is it now?
Yay? No, that's supposed to be like bad luck or some shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he would have been good, Tim. I would have liked to have seen him in this. But we do
Yeah.
get, I think, Keith Richards in part three, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
The look inspired Jack Sparrow.
yeah. And, uh, David Bowie was supposed to be in Underworld as well, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Welcome, JPR PH1. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Our timestamp is 48 minutes and 46 seconds. This is right out of the ride. This is a take from right out of the ride from park in Anaheim, California. This is featured in that ride. They've made some changes, but I don't know what the changes are because I haven't been there in decades. Mind about. Mind about. Mind about. I've never heard of that one, Tim. Zeka Badu. Destiny. Ah, I see.
Hmm. Naomi Harris, of course, from Skyfall, and
A monkey that can't be killed.
20 years later, Black Bag.
Ah! Mr. Gibbs, you have no idea how long it took us to catch that.
Hello, JPRPH1, channel member. That wasn't me. There we go.
Or condemn it. Now that's a Flying Dutchman. Kitty now. Damn, he moves fast. Oh, bugger. Oh, you are a poor captain.
Yeah, the price is he doesn't kill you.
Seppi, 99 souls.
Tortuga, a subtle, quiet family place. Meanwhile,
Get out, get out and see the world while you're still young. I love it. Come.
I got
He
to tell
did.
you, I do like this version in Orrington quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he was half pirate to begin with, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
There you go. Can't join him.
Of habits and a fight.
Anyway, as you may hear in the background, we finally got rain.
Rain.
No, oh, guy. Pong. Evo.
Right into the mud pig pen. There was no rock when I hit rock bottom. There was only mud and pigs. I love this pipe organ. Welcome back.
Hey, how about that power outage?
That's okay. We understand.
Had to wait for everything to come back on. Have we gotten to Elizabeth trying to get back on the Black Pearl yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Hide the rub. Yeah, she likes to burn
I have your old dress in my cabin. Like, wait, what?
something funny about that map. You don't look right. Time stamp 1 hour, 21 minutes, 11 seconds. Oh, yeah, set. Today on the Yahtzee Tournament of All Stars, we have Davy Jones Locker versus Will Brookstep Turner.
on an adventure not unlike the Goonies. Whoops. we go.
Ew.
I'm gonna draw that. Going up. Mm. Whoops.
Yeah, oops. Boom, boom.
Nope.
Prime time. 2 hours. We got less than 30 to go. Do something? Run away! Run away! I the stop button. Where's the dum dum? Hello, the like a what? The rum? The rum too.
Nicely done.
Pirate. I like all the ooze since I got all the ooze on him. It slimed him. Oh, my heart. Hey, beastie. Yeah, he confessed the devil.
Ah, yes. Where exactly did that old Thump Thump go? Oh,
The hot Davy Jones.
oh.
Aye.
Well, we've managed to get just about everybody else killed, so why not us?
World's End.
Set the thing.
Hey, he's back. Barbosa's back. Will be concluded next week with on the world's at the world Pirates of the Caribbean at the world's end. We'll come back next week to conclude it. Would you like to consult the scrolls?
All right. Hold on. Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest was released July 7th, 2006, at an estimated budget of $225 million. Yes. Big chunk of change. Here's the good
Yep.
news. Went on to gross $1.1 billion worldwide.
Yep.
All right. Let me scroll down here. Was nominated for 4 Academy Awards: art direction, sound mixing, sound editing, and winning for visual effects. Was nominated for 5 BAFTAs: production design, costume design, sound, visual effects, and makeup and hair. In all, 46 wins, 54 nominations total. All right.
No worries, mate. We're gonna conclude the trilogy next week at World's End. Hope you can make that one.
All right. Known in Argentina as Piratas de Caribe El Cofre de la Muerte, and in Canada as Pirate de Caribe Le Coffre du Mort. All right. Production announced on September 1st, 2003. Pre-production originally intended to start May 26, 2004, with a fall start. Pre-production November 11th, 2004, with filming starting in February 2005. That got changed, and pre-production began January 20th, 2005, with filming now scheduled for early March. That changed. Pre-production January 31st, 2005. Filming starting on 2 and 3 together in early March 2005 until January 2006.
Yeah, there was a hurricane.
Yeah. Showed the film ended up 2 and 3 ended up getting shot at the same time, much like they did with Lord of the Rings. Filming March 5th, 2005. Filming on the sequels began February 28th and should finish in December. Filming July 7th, 2005. Shooting stopped June 10th so Verbinski could do some post-production work. Lensing resuming in mid-August. And finally did in November 9th, 2005. Post-production listed as December 7th, 2005, February 10th, 2006. March 23rd, 2006, the film was finally completed on May 6, 2006, with a June 10th release date. Filming locations include St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Bahamas, Dominica, Little Europe, Backlot, Universal Studios, 100 Universal City Plaza, Universal City, California, Santa Clarita, California, Stage 12, Universal Studios, Tropical Island Village, demolished in 2020. Walt Disney Studios, 500 South Buena Vista Street, Burbank, California. Mediterranean Square, Backlot, Universal Studios for the Tortuga Tavern. Stage 31, Universal Studios. Los Angeles, of course. Stage 2, Walt Disney Studios for the Pantano River Bayou. Stage 23 Universal Studios demolished in 2017, as was Stage 24 and Stage 28. Filming dates February 28th, 2005, September 18th, 2005. On to the trivia at around 2 hours. The scene where Jack calls Davy Jones fish face and sings to them, "I Got a Jar of Dirt," was unscripted and improvised by Johnny Depp. Most of the reactions of the rest of the characters are real. Gore Verbinski initially rejected casting director Denise Sharman's suggestion to cast Naomi Harris as Tia Dalma, saying she was too young for the role. Shamian said that insisted he give her a screen test. Finally, Harris's mother came with her to the audition, also serving as her dialect coach, since Dalma speaks in partial Jamaican accent. Verbinski originally wanted Davy Jones to be Dutch, as he is the captain of the Dutchman. Bill Nye, however, responded, "I don't do Dutch, so I decided on Scottish." Johnny Depp's frequent collaborator Tim Burton contributed some of the conceptual design. Several of the crew members aboard the Flying Dutchman. The dice game that Will Turner plays with Davy Jones is called Liar's Dice, a gambling game where each player has to make consecutively higher bids based on how many of each die they claim are on the table. 2 3s, 4 5s, etc. Until a player is called a liar, in which case all the dice are shown and it's seen if the bid is correct. Normally, a player loses only a die when caught in a lie and is not out of the game until he has lost all of his dice. The majority of the Curse of the Black Pearl set was destroyed in a hurricane and had to be rebuilt for Dead Man's Chest and At World's End. A popular pirate punishment was marooning. The pirate who was being punished was put on an island and left sometimes for a few days, sometimes permanently. The Dead Man's Chest is a small rocky island, so called because rocks reminded pirates of a rib cage. It has no water or shade and is so low that waves frequently wash over it. To be marooned on the chest was to be given a death sentence under the broiling Caribbean sun. The Kraken was difficult to animate as it had no real-life reference until animation director Hal T. Hickel instructed the crew to watch King Kong vs. Godzilla, 1963, which had a real octopus crawling over miniatures. Deleted footage of Tortuga from Curse of the Black Pearl was added to the final cut of this movie. The crew had 4 tall ships at their disposal to populate the backgrounds, which were painted differently on each side for economy. The film was shot back-to-back with At World's End. While the script was being written, Keira Knightley suggested a scene between Jack and Elizabeth where Jack is handcuffed to the ship. Mackenzie Crook had to wear 2 contact lenses on top of one another, ouch, to portray his character's wooden eye. He said, "It's uncomfortable but not painful, and it helps the character, because without it, I'm just any other pirate." To portray Jones on set, Bill Nye wore a motion capture tracksuit and tracking dots on his face, which meant the animators at ILM did not have to reshoot the scene in the studio without him or on the motion capture stage. Several actors later admitted it was often difficult to act against Nye wearing the suit, dots on his face, and not burst into laughter. The Flying Dutchman is based on 17th century designs of Dutch and Swedish warships, particularly the Vasa, a Swedish vessel that sank at Stockholm Harbor on her maiden voyage in 1628. Refloated and salvaged in 1961, she became a museum ship and provided inspiration for the filmmakers. Gore Verbinski wanted to keep the Flying Dutchman crew realistic. The character with a turtle shell, and the animators watched various David Attenborough documentaries to study the movement of sea anemones and mussels. For the production of this film, as well as the next installments of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, 2 ships were actually built, the Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman. The gigantic wheel upon which the sword fight between Sparrow, Turner, and Norrington takes place weighed 1,800 pounds and stood 18 feet tall. All of Davy Jones's crew were actors. They all wore dark gray motion capture suits, and before they could be filmed, they had to be scanned in order for the computer to place the crew images over the top. Bill Nye wore makeup around his eyes and mouth in case computer rendering failed to look realistic during extreme close-ups. Fortunately, this was never needed. Verbinski preferred to use practical props for the giant wheel and bone cage sequences, feeling long close-up shots would further suspend the audience's disbelief. Stellan Skarsgård's makeup took 4 hours to apply. The texture of Davy Jones's skin was made by scanning a dirty coffee cup and applying it to the screen using Photoshop-type software. Sets from the previous film were reused, having survived 3 hurricanes, although the main pier had to be rebuilt as it had collapsed. At around 23 minutes, the line delivered by Will Turner, "I can do this all day," was improvised by Orlando Bloom. During filming, the cast and crew had to be evacuated to Los Angeles because of Hurricane Wilma. The film is banned in China for its depiction of cannibalism, an integral part to the movie storyline. Davy Jones's tentacles are mostly a simulation, though at times they were hand animated as they act as limbs for the character. One of Davy Jones's crew has his stomach sliced open by Will Turner. Later on in the film, he's seen standing behind Turner, having sewn himself up with fishing line, including the hook. For the film's release, the Walt Disney Company redesigned the Pirates of the Caribbean rides in Walt Disney World and Disneyland to feature Captain Jack Barbossa and an appearance by the film's supernatural character Davy Jones as part of the attraction, and premiered on the same day as the film. Tiadama's Swamp is a recreation of the opening bayou scene in the ride in Disneyland, complete with fireflies. Shooting in Dominica proved problematic. The government were completely unprepared for the scale of a Hollywood production, and with the 500-strong crew occupying around 90% of the roads on the island, they had trouble moving around in the underdeveloped surfaces. The weather was also alternated between torrential rainstorms and hot temperatures, the latter of which was made worse for the cast, who had to wear period clothing. According to the novelization, Davy Jones's peg leg is made of pure whalebone. His pipe organ is made of coral, grown from the organic molding of the Flying Dutchman. At around 1 hour, 8 minutes, when Norrington introduces himself to Gibbs on Tortuga, he says that his story is the same as yours, just 1 chapter behind. Later on, he is dumped into pigsty after the fight in the club. This is the same setting, perhaps even the same pigs, as where Jack found Gibbs in the first movie, the previous chapter. Beckett's letters of marque are signed by George R., which is the signature of King George I of England, which places the movie in the early mid-1700s, since King George I reigned from 1714 to 1727. Chip and Salsa play the parrot that talks for the pirate Cotton. Only one bird appears at a time, but both birds play the same character. Chip performed most of the scenes where the pirate was required to sit patiently on the character's shoulder. Salsa performed most of the tricks when a scene required more animation, such as flying. It is stated in the DVD commentary that the scene where several people argue about how to pronounce Kraken was added due to an error by Kevin McNally. The word is pronounced Kraken, but when McNally first said the creature's name, he pronounced it Kraken. And this caught on with the rest of the cast. He was added to show how the creature's name is actually pronounced. I still say crack, and I don't care. At 1 hour 7, when Mr. Gibbs is enlisting new recruits at the tavern, a bunch of men are pulling a man out of a well. He slowly spits out water. This is a recreation of a scene from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Walt Disney theme parks. In most shots of Cannibal Island, the background scenery has been digitally altered. Some overview shots are completely computer generated. At around 1 hour 10 minutes, the music played during the pub brawl in Tortuga was not composed for the movie. It is a traditional piece called Fisher's Hornpipe. Keira Knightley had to wear hair extensions because she had cut her hair short for her role in Domino, 2005. The hierarchy among the Flying Dutchman crew is reflected by how mutated they were. Newcomers have low-level infections, which resemble rosacea, while veterans have full-blown undersea creature attributes. This is the first film to feature Disney's new logo, a computer-generated model of the Magic Kingdom, replacing the blue and white silhouette. It was used for every Disney release until 2022. The Black Pearl was built over the body of an oil tanker in Bayou La Battery, Alabama. Yes, that Bayou.
Yeah, Bayou Bretty. Lieutenant Dan. Continue.
Yep. This marks famed visual effects house's Industrial Light and Magic's first Oscar win since Forrest Gump in 1994. This is also the only Pirates of the Caribbean film to win the award in any of its nominated categories as of 2018. The Black Pearl was never on the beach at Cannibal Island. It's a model digitally added to the shots, complete with digital water splashes. Hadris, the conch-shell-headed Dutchman crewman, speaks Cantonese after his head is knocked off. Davy Jones, the main villain, does not physically appear until exactly 1 hour into the film. The Mythbusters in 2003 attempted to recreate the swinging and hanging cage segment, but were unable to cause the cage to swing far enough to reach the canyon wall. They concluded that it was good cinema, but impossible in real life.
Denied. Not plausible. Not plausible.
At around 1 hour 7 minutes, when the word Tortuga is set on fire on the deck, it is written in the trademark Disney font. The bone cages on Cannibal Island are made of styrofoam or steel, depending on the scene. Planning began June 2004, and production was much larger than Curse of the Black Pearl. By November, the script was still unfinished, as the writers didn't want Verbinski and Bruckheimer to compromise what they had written. So Verbinski worked with James Ward Burkett to storyboard major sequences without need of a script, while Elliott and Rossier wrote a preparatory script for the crew to use before they finished the script they were happy with. By January of 2005, with rising costs and no script, Disney threatened to cancel the film, but changed their minds. The writer would accompany the crew on location, feeling the lateness of their rewrites would improve the spontaneity of the cast's performances. Came the highest grossing movie of 2006. The character of Anna Maria was supposed to return, but Zoe Saldana declined the opportunity, as she had had, in her words, such a horrific experience making the first film, she seriously considered quitting the profession. Look, she's barely in that first movie, so I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. This woman does nothing but fucking complain, guys. I'm sorry. But,
She went on to do the Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Guardians and
yeah.
Dare we say Amelia Perez. But the less about that, the better. Mock is played by Dermot Keeney. The first mate on The Flying Dutchman is Celtic for Hammer regarding his hammerhead-like appearance. The dog with the keys is never given a proper name. The script just refers to him as the prison dog. Stellan Skarsgård. Sorry.
There was a post-credit scene right at the very end with the dog being worshipped as the king or the new god.
Yeah. So the dog survived, guys. The dog survived. Okay. Stellan Skarsgård's character was the only member of the Flying Dutchman who was wearing makeup. At around 1 hour 12 minutes, when Davy Jones is playing the pipe organ, the song he is playing is a slightly sped up version of the tune his locket plays. Grossed $136 million domestically in its opening weekend, then the biggest opening weekend gross in history, breaking the record set by Spider-Man. And of course, Spider-Man now has that record again.
Yeah.
The scene where Jack Sparrow calls Dave, he joins, "Oh, fish face." He also calls him scungili. Scungili is an unpopular meal that consists of a sea snail or con sliced and served in many varieties. At around 49 minutes, the shack by the river, as the crew goes to see Tiadama, is identical to the shack on the far side of the river, across from the boarding dock of the Magic Kingdom's Jungle Cruise ride in Orlando, Florida. Jack the monkey was played by two monkeys, Chiquita and Pablo, who replaced the two monkeys from the first film. Tara and Levi played the part of Jack the monkey in the first film. In around 47 minutes, when the sailors fight over the dress on the ship, on which Elizabeth has stowed away, they talk about the ghost of a woman who was widowed before her wedding. This is a similar plot point to the Disney ride The Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World. The Kraken was the last of its kind, according to Greek myth. Throughout the movie, many references are made to the original film. These include the following. Cutler Beckett is corrected by Elizabeth and Will when he fails to refer to Jack Sparrow as Captain. Jack insists on being called Captain Jack Sparrow in the first movie. Governor Swan breaks off an arm of a candlestick inside the dungeon. The same happened to Will in the governor's house in the first movie. Governor Swan asks where the dog with the keys is. The dog is still holding the keys in the rowboat. Jack asks, why is the rum always gone? He asked Elizabeth the same twice in the first movie. Will gets slapped by a lady in Tortuga. Jack's being slapped by ladies he once mistreated was a running joke in the first film. Jack says hi to rum when Elizabeth arrives. Elizabeth burned his rum in the first movie. Jack again emphasizes the usefulness of having leverage, which he did several times in the first film. Pentel once again greets Elizabeth Swan with the words, "Hello, Poppet." A running gag plays on the fact that Jack the Monkey is immortal. He stole one of the Cortez coins in post-credit scene at the end of the first film. How Barbossa returns, I suppose, will be explained in part 3, which I have not seen. I've only seen the first 2, guys. So next week will be a first watch for me. The Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is the 12th highest grossing franchise ever. I think that might have changed since then, but it's because I saw a video on highest grossing franchises earlier today. So over on Film Threat, check that out. The novelization goes into more detail about Norrington's fall from grace. Apparently, he never forgave himself for allowing Jack to escape and subsequently left Port Royal in disgrace. As a Kraken grabs a sailor, the man is heard shouting, "Shoot me!" In the next scene, Gibbs can be seen briefly be seen putting the man out of his misery. Bill Nye later revealed that the Scottish sitcom Still Game in 2002 influenced his choice of accent stating. I had to find an accent no one else had. Although Alex Norton is Scottish, mine was slightly different. We wanted something that was distinctive and authoritative. I have seen Still Game. I am a fan. I am the sort of extremity of the accent was inspired in that area. Tortuga is Spanish for turtle. In Hispaniola, modern day Haiti, there is an island north of the country called Rio de la Tortue, which translates to Turtle Island. Since Haiti is in the Caribbean, it's a possibility that island is indeed Tortuga. Naomi Harris was also filming Miami Vice at the same time. All of her scenes as Tia Dalma were filmed in the Bahamas during the weekends. The third film in history to reach the $1 billion mark at the global box office after Titanic and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. In an interview with CG Society, visual effects art director Aaron McBride revealed that when he was given the task of doing photoreal illustrations of Davy Jones, there was talk that Christopher Walken would play the role. Davy Jones had originally been designed with chin growths before the designers made the move to full-blown tentacles. His skin incorporates the texture of a coffee-stained styrofoam cup, among other elements. Filming on Grand Bahama Island was a tumultuous period, starting with the fact that the tank had not been actually finished. Hurricane season caused many pauses in shooting, and Hurricane Wilma damaged many of the access ways and pumps. Though no one was hurt, nor any of his ships destroyed. Initially, Stellan Skarsgård's prosthetics would be augmented with CGI, but that was abandoned. In June 2006, the Flying Dutchman set ship was towed away to Castaway Cay, Disney Cruise Line's private island, where it was displayed in promotion release of the movies. The pirate musical band that was playing in the end in Tortuga is also from the ride. Notice the one playing the accordion. Jack Sparrow has red and green beads in his beard braids and red and green rings on his left and right index fingers, respectively. Red is used to demark the left port side of a ship for navigation, and green for the right starboard side. In 2006, both Walt Disney World and Disneyland updated their rides to add the animatronics of Jack Barbossa, and who replaced the original Captain Durga Rents, and Davy Jones to coincide with the release of the film. Release prints were delivered to theaters with the fake title Rummy 2. Calypso was an ancient Greek goddess of the sea. Filmed in the Commonwealth of Dominica in 2005, producers, cast, and crew resided at Portsmouth Beach Hotel and Picard Beach cottages during filming. It was the largest production the island had hosted as of that year. Stellan Skarsgård was the bouillabaisse on set. Was denied a theatrical release in China due to its subjects involving ghosts, the supernatural, the afterlife, cannibalism, etc. Liar's Dice is available to play as a DVD special feature, like for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. The film premiered at Disneyland in California. The Edinburgh Trader is the HMS Bounty from Mutiny on the Bounty 1962, which later sank during Hurricane Sandy in 2012. This was Disney's highest grossing film until the release of Toy Story 3 in 2010. The large courthouse-sized clock being offloaded in Port Royal appears to be identical to the prop used in Back to the Future Part 3, 1990. Ian Glenn, Jim Broadbent, Richard E. Grant, and Ian McShane auditioned for the role of Davy Jones. McShane would go on later to portray Blackbeard in On Stranger Tides. According to the novelization for At World's End, the Flying Dutchman is the fastest ship on the ocean. Both Keira Knightley and Tom Hollander star in the 2005 remake of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet Hollander as Mr. Collins. I recommend that one. I actually do. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. The Black Pearl was built in Bayou La Batre, Alabama, at Steiner Shipyard, just a couple of blocks from Bayou La Batre City Hall. When Ragetti attempts and fails to read the Bible, he is holding it upside down. Well, that could be a problem. Weta Digital is responsible for the logo's final animated rendering, and Mark Mancino was hired to score a new composition of When You Wish Upon a Star. This was the first Disney film to use the new computer-generated Walt Disney Pictures production logo, which took a year for the studio to design. Bill Nye wore makeup around his eyes and mouth to splice into the computer-generated shots, but the images of his eyes and mouth were not used. The second Walt Disney Pictures film to be rated PG-13. Orlando Bloom and Bill Nye both appeared in adaptations of Lord of the Rings. Bloom played Legolas in Peter Jackson's film, while Nye was the voice of Samwise Gamgee in the BBC radio version. Isla Cruces means crosses island in English. This film remained among the top 10 highest grossing films worldwide for nearly a decade until Frozen in 2013 dethroned it from the list in early 2014. The 97-foot-long Black Pearl prop ship used in this movie made its final voyage Thursday morning, November 20th, 2025, when it was sunk in the Gulf of Mexico, 6 nautical miles off of Panama City Beach, Florida, as an artificial reef for divers' enjoyment and allows marine wildlife to thrive. The second sequel in history to gross over $400 million domestically after Shrek 2 in 2004. Isla de Muerte is Spanish for Island of Death or Death Island. Production was frequently delayed due to hurricane season. At several points in this film, and Curse of the Black Pearl, Jack jokes about Will possibly being a eunuch. A eunuch was a man who had been castrated, testicles removed. Less said about that, the better. Prior to serving in certain capacities, typically being employed as a servant in a royal household, especially when serving as the personal servant of a queen or a princess. This was done to ensure that there would be no sexual relations between servants and royal family. It was also done because royal families wanted servants who had no familial ties. Eunuchs were often seen as more loyal and trustworthy than other court officials because they lacked a desire to establish a family dynasty. While some cultures use castration as a form of punishment, sometimes this is getting gruesome. I'll skip that part. In many cases, becoming a eunuch was a voluntary choice in order to be employed in a high-paying or high-status position. I'll pass. Eunuchs are also found in some Christian groups like the Valse who practice. I'm not reading the rest of this. This is grim. Okay. Some cultures preferred eunuchs to serve as administrators, governmental, or history leaders. For example, eunuchs played significant roles in Chinese imperial courts for centuries, particularly during the Han, Tang, and Ming dynasties. They held administrative, military, and even political power. Eunuchs were common in many ancient civilizations, including Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, the Roman Empire, Imperial China, the Ottoman Empire, and India. Although following the British Empire's conquest of India, the practice was outlawed. Thank you, England. Rural Britannia. The good old days. British colonial policy. Sorry, India. British colonial policies in India actively. I do have people who listen to my channel in India. I want to clarify. I was trying to be nice to the British. I was not I was not saying I'm pro British colonialization of India. To me, it's history. That's all. I'm just reading what this says, guys. Where was I? British colonial policies in India actively sought to eliminate eunuchs and were seen as a third gender in Indian society by imprisoning anyone who performed the deed. The British viewed eunuchs with suspicion and mistrust as they did not fit to the British strict beliefs regarding gender roles. This led to eunuchs in the British Empire facing discrimination, mistrust, and ridicule, and movies by Dev Patel. Thank you and good night. No. Sorry. All right. The East India Trading Company was an entity that today would be called a PMC, private military contractor. The company was founded in 1600 and dissolved in 1874. For over 150 years, it was the largest, wealthiest, and most powerful corporation in the world. The company was formed to establish and regulate trade on the Indian subcontinent, although it eventually grew to be responsible for maintaining law and order and expanding and conquering additional territory in India, Eastern Asia, and certain areas of the Indian and Pacific Ocean in the name of the British Empire. The East India Company had its own private army and navy comprised of British citizens and Indian conscript called sepoys, at which various points in history was over twice the size of the British Army. At the company's height, it had an army of 260,000 soldiers and controlled most of India, Hong Kong, and a large portion of the Persian Gulf. Yeah, kind of the other way around these days, isn't it? During the mid-1700s and early 1800s, half of the world's trade was conducted by the East India Company. For 150 years, they had a huge monopoly on the trade of goods like cotton, silk, indigo dye, sugar, salt, spices, saltpeter, the main component of gunpowder, and tea and opium. The East India Company wasn't the only private contractor the British Empire used to control their vast territory and regulate trade. Another major British PMC was the Hudson's Bay Company, HBC. Established in 1670, the company still exists as of 2024. It was sold to Canada in 1869 and then eventually became a holding company of department stores and commercial property. When the company was founded in 1670, it was granted a royal charter that gave them exclusive trading rights in Rupert's Land, a large British territory in central and northern Canada centered around the Hudson Bay drainage basin. Rupert's Land in the HBC's jurisdiction covered a vast area of some 1.5 million square miles, 3.9 million square kilometers. For you metric system hoity-toits, in size, it included the whole of modern day Manitoba, most of Saskatchewan, southern Alberta, southern Nunavut, and northern parts of Ontario and Quebec. From the late 17th through the mid 18th century, it also extended into areas that would eventually become parts of Minnesota, North Dakota, and Montana. The Hudson's Bay Company controlled the fur trade throughout British North America for nearly 200 years. It fought several wars against Native Americans and local traders over the fur trade and was the de facto government of the British territories in Canada until 1869. Ragetti is left-handed with a sword. The film sold 14 million copies in 2006, becoming the fastest-selling video release of the year in the United States.
Good game. I liked it.
It was the third film, as we've said, after Titanic and Return of the King to gross over $1 billion at the global box office. While they made more than this movie during their respective initial releases, once later reissues of Titanic and Lord of the Rings trilogy are factored in, this could be seen as the highest grossing movie of all time to have been only issued into theaters in the standard 2D format and not in either IMAX and or 3D during or since its initial release. With Titanic being converted into 3D in 2012 and shown in theaters in IMAX in the years that followed. And Lord of the Rings was screened on IMAX for its 20th anniversary in 2021. Barbie in 2023 did, however, briefly beat this record, but was later reissued in IMAX theaters later that year. At around 56 minutes, the Black Pearl sails to an archipelago that matches the outline of Tiadama's crab claws. The second film in history to gross over $50 million domestically on its opening day, after Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith in 2005. The Dutch audience awarded it with the TV Krant Film Poster Award of 2006. The website for the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is DisneyPirates.com. The character of Lord Beckett is left-handed. It can be seen when he's signing the letter of marque. Tom Hollander and Keira Knightley, we've said that already. Bill Nye and Tom Hollander are both in About Time. In the Latin American dub, Spanish-Mexican actor Herman Robles did the voice of Davy Jones. He will reprise the character in that world's end. The opening scene was filmed in the Palos Verdes Peninsula, which is in Los Angeles County, California. The 206th live-action film produced by Disney. Second short appearance in a pirate movie for French comedian Georges Trellet. He appeared in Pirates in 1986. The Tortuga Tavern set was filmed on a Mediterranean square in a courtyard on the Universal Studios backlot that was used for the 12 Daggers Pirate Tavern that famous who wrote this down?
I don't know.
That's not even a sentence. I'm reading it like it says, guys. That was used for the 12 Daggers Pirate Tavern that the famous for the tavern bar brawl fight is known for. Proofread, people. That's all I ask. It was also a stand-in for a random bar that was originally meant to be in the film Ment spelled M-E-N-T. Wrong. To be filmed in the Bahamas area before Hurricane Wilma happened without the E. Wilma not capitalized in 2005. And thus the Tortuga bar, also not capitalized, was shifted to the Universal Studios backlot at the last minute. Minute spelled M-I-N-U-E-T. Instead of the Bahamas as originally planned to be filmed at. Oh my God. Did a high school senior write this? Come on. Okay. We've read this one, but this goes into a little bit more detail. The musical pirate band that was playing in the inn at Tortuga, notice the one playing the concertina, which is now called an accordion, is James S. Levine, who was with the music department for the movie. Okay. When the Flying Dutchman is submerging, Davy Jones is shown using some of his hair tentacles to hold his hat in place. 2 hours, 10 minutes. The scene where Elizabeth kisses Jack was actually left out of Orlando Bloom's script for a better reaction. At 2 hours and 20 minutes for a dose of authenticity and the final twist at the end of the film, the actors were not told Prior to filming that Jeffrey Rush would be appearing in the movie, they were told before the scene was shot that the person coming down the stairs would be Anna Maria. The looks of surprise on their faces as Rusty sends are genuine. 52 minutes while in Tia Dalma's hut, Jack is seen handling a black cat with a large black feather in it. Those who know the first movie will recognize the hat as belonging to Barbossa. 51 minutes, when Jack offers the monkey to Tia Dalma, she opens the cage, setting the monkey free. The monkey then runs off and starts playing with a pair of boots that are attached to a leg, presumably Captain Barbossa's. From his first appearance in the film, Bootstrap Bill incrementally grows more crustacean, and each time he appears in a new scene, a little more growth is apparent. The crew of the Flying Dutchman was originally conceived by the writers as ghosts, but Gore Verbinski disliked this idea. The idea was reused for the fifth film in the series, Dead Men Tell No Tales, in 2017. Rolling Stone Keith Richards was set to make a cameo appearance as the father of Captain Jack Sparrow, but Richards had to pull out of the project due to his commitment with the Rolling Stones World Tour. Johnny Depp had previously said that his performance as Jack Sparrow was based on Richards. Richards makes a cameo appearance in At World's End. 55 minutes, when Jack Sparrow is at Tia Dalma's hut, there is a necklace on the table, and Jack is stealing the ring. The picture on the necklace is the same image as that on the music box in Davy Jones's pipe organ, a hint to a major plot point in At World's End. At around 21 minutes, the black sailor who brings Will to the Cannibals Island speaks French. When he refuses to go any further, makes Will swim to the shore. What he says can be translated into, "There's no way I'm going. I'm telling you, it's too dangerous." And of course, he was right. The only film in the franchise where Jack has complete control on the Black Pearl. Bill Nye only wore a prosthetic once, with blue-colored tentacles, for when Will steals the key to the dead man's chest from under his beard as he sleeps. 21 minutes, the sailor who tells Will he knows of a ship with black sails next to an island where he trades spices for, quote, delicious long pork, is a subtle hint to the fact that he is aware that the Peligastos are cannibals. Long pork is slang for human flesh. He then takes Will to the island, knowing full well he will most likely be killed and eaten. This also explains the behavior of the brother who refuses to take Will all the way to shore, fearing capture and death himself. The apple that Barbossa bites at the end of the film is a nod to Curse the Black Pearl. In that film, Barbossa lamented that as a living dead, he could not enjoy the taste of an apple. 28 minutes, the two sailors quarreling over Jack's hat on the boat, which is then sunk by the Kraken from Cyprus. The sailor on the left is a Turkish Cypriot, while the other on the right is a Greek Cypriot and speaks the Greek Cypriot dialect. Final body count, 82. Yeah, this was a violent one, folks.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush is not credited, but his assistant, Stephen Che Young, is. The Wilhelm scream, heard when the Kraken attacks the Royal Navy ship after Will evacuates the crew. According to the novelization for At World's End, Elizabeth felt terribly guilty about leaving Jack to die at the hands of the Kraken at the climax, but she sensed he was proud of her pirate-like behavior, which you can kind of tell he kind of is. In the novelization for At World's End, Elizabeth lost some respect for Norrington after he gave the heart of Davy Jones to Lord Beckett to regain his standing in the Navy, but he never stopped loving her despite her love of the pirate's life. Jack, briefly escaping the melee à trois, is only to fall headlong into an open grave, foreshadowing what happens to him at the end. In the novelization for At World's End, Lord Beckett considers Jack peculiar but devious, and Barbossa considers Jack dangerous but foolhardy. The cast includes 1 Oscar winner, Jeffrey Rush, and 6 Oscar nominees: Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, Stellan Skarsgård, Bill Nye, Jonathan Pryce, and Naomi Harris. At around 2 hours and 10 minutes, near the end of the movie, Jack Sparrow says to the Kraken, "Hello, beastie." Maleficent says when Sleeping Beauty wakes up, "Hello, beastie." Both are Disney movies. Jack Sparrow's look, visually inspired. Well, we've read this before, but okay, it's the last one. Jack Sparrow's look is visually inspired in Adam and the Ant Stand and Deliver 1981, where the singer Adam Ant plays a surrealist version of Jack Turpin, the infamous burglar, poacher, horse thief, highwayman, and killer of the 18th century. And that, as they say, is that, thank God, the scrolls are closed.
The scrolls are closed. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, I'm sure later you guys can hit up Netter's Network for Thursday things, and then Stephen will be doing his coming attractions later.
Yep. You'll get to find out what I'm going to be up to for the next week.
Yep. Until then, I want to thank everybody for being here. Very much appreciated. Do come back next week for the conclusion of the trilogy, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
All right. And I would like to thank everyone who joined us here today, both here on Cosme and anybody who might have been lurking in the background. Perfectly fine. You do not have to engage with the chat, just as long as you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream, say hello in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for films, let us know. And you might be able to do that in the future. And as I always say at the end of every cast, from AG in all points north, southeast, and beyond, night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.